see, it's November. So what's happening?
Kate, it's been a while. We are late in November, but we're doing what's happening. We're going to cover a few things. We're going to cover last month in tech, as well as our adventures at DC Startup Week. Where do you want to
Yes.
start?
I think we should start with the latest in AI.
Okay. Well, the last month, as you know, has been out of control. OpenAI just came out of their first dev day. But even before this, at the start of last month, the start of October, there were so many announcements, so many little things that OpenAI were doing, but that are revolutionizing ChatGPT and the world with it. Dall-e, you're familiar with Dall-e? That's the image generation. That
Yes.
was
Yeah.
introduced into the ChatGPT interface and experience last month, and that's been mind-blowing. Dall-e is a competitor of Midjourney, which is another AI image generation service, and Dall-e is getting better and better and better. With Dall-e 3, it's spectacular. But as well as that, they've introduced a couple of things. Mixed mode, which allows you to upload images and actually be able to help use ChatGPT to examine an image, to answer questions about an image, and now actually
Okay.
generate images. So Dall-E's creating images and it's reading images. This is what we call mixed mode. It's also connecting to the internet. It's allowing us to browse the web at the same time. And this is all happening from within the ChatGPT interface. But there's more. Monday, ChatGPT's parent company, OpenAI, they hosted Dev Days. So we had the CEO of Microsoft join Sam Altman on stage, and they were reveling in their glory. They have taken over. The last year has been spectacular, but the announcements are going to change the world. ChatGPT 4 Turbo has been released. That is much faster. It's much cheaper. It's even more powerful than ChatGPT 4, and being cheaper makes a big difference. It's like 3x the price of it, which allows you to connect to the API and for things to be more reasonable. But as well as that, they introduced a huge new concept called GPTs. And Kate, this means that you can create your own mini ChatGPT around a certain context. So is there anything you need an expert for? Is there anything you need advice for? Is there any specific thing that you always ask a friend for? Like, what do you think you could? What kind of advice could you get from an advisor?
I think helping me write emails that I'm writing, multiple times a month, I think having that, at my disposal would be amazing.
Well, so these chat GPTs, these mini GPTs will allow people like you and I very, very easily through this interface to create your own mini chat window in the guise of, say, a writing coach or a social media expert
Oh,
or a doctor or a lawyer. You can basically set up this service, integrate it with your own data sets. So that's your own private data sets that's not fed into the full GPT engine and used for learning, but you can tap into that. So we'll be able to create these GPTs, these mini versions of ChatGPT that are specific and focused around a certain context, and potentially in the guise of, hey, your favorite writer or a counselor or any of the examples we just talked about. In addition to this, they're
so good.
opening up a marketplace. So it's kind of like the watershed moment. We had the App Store that opened up apps on the iPhone many years ago, and now what's happening is OpenAI is allowing people to create these GPTs and make money from it. This is massive. The last thing I will touch on from yesterday's Dev Day was the API, the Assistant API. The API additions have come a long way. We're going to be doing so many incredible things. It allows API to be structured and returned as JSON. It consistentizes the data. It allows you to upload images, to upload PDFs. Honestly, it's going to put a lot of AI startups out of business, which is quite frightening in some ways. But
Yeah.
for everyone else jumping in and using it, it's an exciting time, and I think game changing, world changing.
Wow. So cool. It was so interesting to see every week. I feel like there was something new and exciting coming out about AI in October. It's been
Yeah,
so much fun.
it's nonstop. It's moving at a pace that's it's frightening for people in the industry. It's affecting our business.
Yeah.
It's going to be affecting people's lives. It's all happening. But Kate, back to Three Advance. We ourselves have had a hectic month. Tell me the highlight for you of last month. Meanwhile, at Three
Yes.
Advance.
So the highlight was definitely DC Startup Week. So the team, we all got together in DC for DC Startup Week, and truly it was such a blast. It was so much fun gearing up for the week, attending the week, having our sessions, Paul. It was so much fun meeting folks, exchanging business cards, and just the whole experience. It was so much fun. And I mean, totally exceeded expectations.
Yeah, the highlight for me was the ChatGPT session that we gave.
Totally.
Kate, a big ups to you. You're supposedly non-technical, but you're leading the technical part of this workshop, teaching people how to use Zapier to connect to ChatGPT API and make
Yes.
some real magic. It was awesome. We met a lot of really fascinating people that are doing incredible things and that are now, hopefully, thanks to you and I, hopefully, able to use ChatGPT in their normal business life and hopefully
Yes.
to further their startup. Another reminder for everyone, if you haven't applied for a product workshop, we are starting them this month. We are
Yay.
allowing founders to come in and join us on a structured product workshop to uncover the value prop of their business and hopefully guide them in the path of success. So we're opening up free of charge. There's a lot of applicants, so please be patient with us as we get back to you. But if you haven't already, get your name in there. Let us know, and we'll schedule a date. We'll bring you in to meet our product developers. They're awesome, and we should be able to hopefully really impact your trajectory too. So big shout out there. Um,
Yay.
but
Awesome.
yeah, apart from that, the booth was awesome. The panel didn't go exactly as we expected. We had Hewitt from Team Builder step into my place, which was incredible that he could. Big thanks
Oh
to
my
Hewitt and
gosh.
everybody else on the startup panel that we hosted. And then the
Amazing.
booth was great. It was amazing to see that and have you all meet everybody at DC Startup Week and people at the booth. It was great. Big ups to Mark as well.
Yes. Oh my gosh. It was a blast. Mark was outstanding. He was just everybody's favorite at the expo. It was awesome.
Cleaning up as usual. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll definitely be a part of it next year. And as I say, the product workshop is that we're going to host is still happening. And if you want to be on it, get in touch. 3advance.com/DCSW. That's DC Startup Week.
Awesome. I'm so excited for the product workshop. It's going to be a blast.
Brilliant. Well, thanks, Kate. We'll
Awesome.
hopefully do this more often. See you next month.
Yes. Thank you, Paul. See ya.